from the gun. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10. At their own 30-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Here comes a 1st down throw from Rudolph. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. The sack there by Tyrone Crawford, shooting in to make the play. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Rudolph. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster.
Complete.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
12 yards.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They are going for it. It's Rudolph. They're able to complete this one to McLeod. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter.
At the 30-yard line.
On 1st down, Rudolph. He's got the hook up to McLeod. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From the red zone now, Rudolph got an open man. It's McLeod. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Again, it's Rudolph. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Back to the air, Rudolph. Eluding, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Tyrone Crawford picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. Out of the gun, Rudolph. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that third down pass. Brings up fourth. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s. Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Prescott off play action. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That one covers 29 yards. First down.
First down, Dallas.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And this one quickly to Lamb. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. On first down, it's Elliott, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
41-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
23 yards the pickup there. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Greg Zuerlein to kick off for Dallas.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
On second down, Samuels. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on third down, here's Rudolph. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Rudolph looking to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he'll find McLeod on the right side complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one goes for 30 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Rudolph on first down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Aldon Smith, the former number 7 pick, gets the sack. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Xavier Woods with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. Fielded in the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
He's crossing. He's checking crowd. They're going to 52. Undercross. Watch the safety creep.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
The Cowboy first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 23. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott hooking up with Amari Cooper. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit...
It's a foot race. Past the 20. 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Samuels, 64 yards. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. And it's 17-7.
Kick is good. Makes the score Cowboys 17. Steelers 7. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off?
He
He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
Chris Boswell.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Fielded in the end zone. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick six. Prescott looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
From the shotgun again to Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The tackle.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3.
17.
Back now in Pittsburgh.
14.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now Elliott. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain.
And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. Bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Throw left side complete. It's Schultz. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, That's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Prescott to throw on 4th. And no, it's incomplete. Devin Bush, the linebacker, was the one there in pass coverage. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rudolph, flush to his right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
There's no doubt that he has plenty of heart, but you've got to be careful of those receivers that are slight of build. They leave themselves open to some pretty big hits across the middle. That pass, incomplete.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Rudolph. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
On 1st and 10, Rudolph. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run with Samuels. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. They'll run again with Samuels on 1st down. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rudolph. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. CeeDee Lamb is intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing here, Prescott. Over the middle, Cooper with it. There he goes, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Cowboys 24, Steelers 14.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And the nimble footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 9-yard line.
Draw play, Elliott. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
2nd and
I know defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited by what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he's going to go down as time has now run out on this game. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.